to the Spicy Booknook, where we discuss all of our favorite and not so favorite dark and dirty book series. We're your hosts, Aj.
And Tay. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Today we will be reviewing Threads of Desire by Luea. Please be aware that there will be spoilers and explicit content for mature audiences only. Triggers for this book include BDSM dynamics, dominance and submission, mild consensual, non-consensual, um, sex, honorifics such as sir, seeding and breeding, rough and aggressive play, brat taming, praise and degradation, impact play, exhibitionism, choking and breath play, fluid bonding, and contraception.
All right. So, what do you rate this one?
I rated it a 5, actually. I really liked it.
Okay. I
What
rate
did you
it
rate it?
like a 4.8.
Okay, Keith Lee.
So that okay. The only thing was obviously, some of the characters are like, I would say, I guess, like fantasy type characters.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them I didn't know like what they were. Like,
You,
it would say what the character was, but I was like, what the hell is that?
you're right. You're right.
That was so
I would say that.
I think that was the only thing just for me personally, like obviously if I knew what those things were, then like I would have rated it a 5 because it was like, okay. But some of them I had to be like, oh, I like it was hard for me to imagine because I was like, I don't really know what this is.
That's true, because it was like half devil, but I technically don't know what it was. I tried to use my imagination, but I will agree, like my imagination was definitely all over the place. I do think that there were parts where the author explained that, that their skin was bubblegum pink and like the fluffy pink bob and like plum colored ram horns. Like I kind of got the picture, but there were some characters that I was like, what the hell? Who are these people? So I get that.
Yeah, but I'm like, that was literally the only thing. Like, I thought the book itself was great. It was great, and it was definitely like not what I expected. I don't really know what I expected, but it was really good. Like, I loved it. Other than some of the characters where I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm still, I'm still vibing. I'm still here for the vibes.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Book
yeah,
had great vibes. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was very lighthearted. Like there were some climaxes and like some drama here and there, but for the most part, like it was a good romance story. Like
it
it
was. It was so just like you said. Like I feel like compared to some of the the dark stuff we be reading. This was just like so light and like bubbly. Like
I mean, for the most part, I mean the sex
yeah.
scenes were definitely
Now the
given a little
sex scenes,
dirty.
okay, now that's what got me because like reading the book, I was like, oh, this is just, like it was like really light, but then when we got to the sex scenes, I was like, hold up now.
Yeah,
Hold
Mr.
up.
Mr. Royce he was a dominating and very much rough man, and I was feeling him.
I
I
love
really
me some
was.
him. I love me some him. Okay, I was like, okay, he's
Yeah, he's a book crush for sure.
definitely because in the beginning, her boyfriend Eric, I was like, ugh, like
Oh
right
my
off the
god.
bat, I was like,
Because
suck.
that's how the book starts, huh?
Yeah, like it starts off with her and Eric, and he's like very just not attentive to her at all, and she has money, so he's kind of just coasting along on her money. And I was not feeling him. I was like, ugh. I was like, girl, why you been with him this long? Dump his ass.
No, for real. Because he was he was acting like a bitch. It gave that he was so disinterested in her from the beginning of the book. Like he didn't want to be around her. He didn't like her opinions. Everything she said annoyed him. And it was like I
It
was
was
asking the same question she was asking herself. Why are you with him?
because it was giving. He was like, girl, just finance my life and shut the hell up. Like he's like, don't talk to me. I don't want to have no conversations with you. Like I just want you to pay for everything and leave me the hell alone.
Let me live my life while you pay for it.
I was like, ugh. So when they broke up, I was like, oh damn, like who is she gonna take with her, to the fashion thing? I was like, oh God. And then when we meet Royce, I was like, I already knew. I was like, okay, she gonna go hire him.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly I'm like her other relationship was just terrible. And I'm like, he about to spice up her life. I just know it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like she was talking about how sex was so dry with her boyfriend and how like, she ain't really just, felt like she had some good in a while. So I just knew like Royce, I mean, I wasn't feeling the mullet because I don't know if I'm a mullet girl, but he was still giving fine, so I might give a mullet a chance.
Yeah, I just think his vibe was very his vibe was there. So I'm like,
Perfect,
I guess
girl.
the looks didn't really matter to me because I was like, damn, his vibe is 10 out of 10.
I mean, he is a fantasy character, so I don't know how far I would, take it there. But
But
I
yeah,
mean, he was
he
still
was.
giving fine.
And then from the beginning, he was so flirty with her. Like he was professional, but you could tell he was definitely interested. Like
Oh yeah, they both
definitely,
were.
even in the beginning, her friends were like, "You like him."
Uh
Like,
huh.
because even reading it, I was like, "Bitch, you like him. You like him, and he likes you too." Like they were very flirty, flirty.
Oh yeah. Definitely very flirty and like just all like during the date they were immediately like drawn together. Like you can tell that there was a connection. And I loved that about this book. Like the author of this book did a great job at making sure that we felt like there was love building. And I love that. Like you can tell like from the attraction and the just the interactions that they were having, like when he, saved the day pretty much at the thing when they recognized oh girl, and like, he was coming to her rescue. Like he was just a good dude, and you can see like they both started to care for each other.
Yeah, and I like that. So basically, I guess we'll give a short little synopsis. So we have Lucy, who is our main character. And so she is like a fashion designer. And then she has her boyfriend Eric, who is lame as fuck. And he pretty much just like mooches off of her and does nothing. So her and Eric, they break up and she has an event that she has to go to. And so this is where we meet Roy. And so he offers services like rent a boyfriend type services. He's also like an escort too.
Yeah.
But he offers services, so he'll pretend to be your boyfriend. And so she reaches out to him, and that's essentially what happens is he starts to pretend to be her boyfriend. At first, it's literally just a gig. Like they like each other, but they don't know how the other person feels, and it's just a gig. And then it turns into not a gig. And when I tell you they be fucking, I'm telling you they
Fucking.
be fucking. Like, but the attraction is just so like authentic. Like you can tell like he genuinely was just so interested in her, like everything about her.
And
Everything.
that's what made it sexy. Like that just having interest in the main character and not, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I absolutely love our books that start off where they like hate the girl and they're just assholes or whatever, and then they grow to love him or whatever. But I love the fact that like he had no hate for her. Like like he wasn't like afraid to show how he cared about her and stuff like that. It was so good. Like, it was really, really good in that aspect.
And then I love that he wasn't like a let me knock her down type of, like oh she's too much on her high horse. Let me knock her down a couple of pegs. Like
Right.
he very much she had, her bratty attitude and like he was all for it. Like he's like, that's fine. I'm gonna fuck the brat out of you then. Like he did not, he really did not care, and I love that because it was like you could tell Eric was kind of like you're too much, like and annoyed by her, and instead of him being like annoyed by her big personality, like he loved it, and he loved that that was her personality, and that's how she was.
I think you're absolutely right, and I feel like he also really loved fucking the brat out of her, like you said, because
He enjoyed that. He's like, go ahead, be a brat. Wait till we get home. Like that
uh-huh,
was the vibes he that was the vibes he gave. Anytime she said some bratty shit, he's like, okay, we gonna see later. You gonna
uh-huh.
regret that.
All right, Miss Smart Mouth. I'm gonna show
And
you
like
what a smart mouth is.
his vibe was giving because girl, I would have been a brat too. Yes, show me
Every
what's gonna
day.
happen when we get home. Yes, I'm about to talk to you crazy because that's just I was like, okay, I was feeling him, and I really liked her friends also. I thought like in this like I
They
always
were
love
great.
I
Her
always
friends
love
were
a good
amazing.
friendship. I always love a good friendship, and so her friends were so good. Like
And supportive and like they
yeah,
were they were
like
just great friends from the
even
get-go.
yes, because even though she was with Eric and like obviously they know their friend deserves better, but it was still like they were just like there for her for whether she decided to still be with him or to leave him. Like they're like we gonna rock with whatever you decide to do. He
Yeah,
ain't shit, and you do deserve better, but we're just gonna we gonna rock out with whatever you decide.
right. And I love how like they didn't even like intentionally try to make him feel like shit, but like when
Yeah.
they brought the presents for her award show and he seen him, he was all salty about it or
How
whatever.
you ain't bring no gift for your
For
girl?
your woman.
How you ain't bring no gift? That was crazy. I'm like, so you mean to tell me she's getting an award and like everybody brings her a gift but you?
That's
That,
stupid.
that's great. I'm like, they don't even have to make you feel no kind of way. You making yourself feel some kind of way.
And he did, and he definitely like you could tell he felt some type of way, and that was all his fault. And I mean, he deserved it. And I'm glad she left him as quick as she did. That
Oh
was
my God.
great.
I was so because I was like, girl, please. And honestly, I would say the one thing I wanted her and Roy, like I wanted more scenes of her and Roy and like maybe seeing Eric like out and about, like
Oh my God,
on a
yes.
date or something. Because I towards the end, like obviously they, they meet up, but it's like I was like, damn, I want to see some
Some
they
drama.
like they on a date and Eric is like looking like because clearly he thought he was like too good for her, and so I wanted him to see her being like, really, taken care of because clearly like he had no intention of doing that.
And see, that's the thing. I feel like in the end, he kind of got like a little glimpse of like, oh, she got a good man, and like, oh, he's doing right by her. But he was still a little cocky little shit. Like she deserved him over Roy. And I'm like, bro, you don't even know who she's with because my man, m- my man is everything.
He
Okay,
good. He
you don't
good.
even know. He's
Okay.
great. Okay.
He good. But yeah,
Yeah,
so like that was probably the one thing I was like, damn, I want him to like catch them on a date or something.
that would have
Especially
been
like
cool.
after just breaking up because I wanted him to see like she ain't worried about you.
Yeah, like
Like
when he was still like escorting and like part of the like contract or whatever that they had for her like to be her date. I feel like it would have been cool for them to have like a run in with Eric and just like just kind of bump into him and
yeah.
even if it was awkward during that time, like they could have made it like where he was, fake caring about her or whatever, even if it was in the beginning. But I don't know. I think it was still, I
The
don't know. I
end
feel like he still got what he deserved. Eric didn't deserve shit.
the end was like I was definitely feeling the end.
It
I was
was definitely chef's kiss
because
because
it was like, sir, like we here to celebrate me. You just serving people here. Like
at my
you
party,
at my party, you wasn't even invited. And then for him
right?
to have the nerve to try to talk shit, like, sir, not you talking shit, and I broke up with you. You ain't even supposed to be here. Go clean the table, okay? Go pick up some cups. That's what you need to do.
Not go pick up some cups. Go pass out some champagne, sir.
And then I really wanted Roy to beat him up.
Yeah, I
I
really
did.
wish he would have, but
I did.
like my boy Roy was like he already had some run-ins with the laws. Like
Yeah, so like I understood that too, but damn, I was like, damn, Like, cause he was talking big shit. He called her fat and all type of stuff. Like, sir,
You know what? He needed his ass whooped
you
because
just
I'm sorry,
needed
baby was fashion queen, okay? And we know if she was a fashion queen, that body was on point. So he was just talking hot shit.
like, I don't know. I was like, at least a punch to the nose, something.
You know, a good punch to the nose would have been great. Like we needed to see some blood in here, but that's just because we dark romance girlies, okay?
And Eric was just a piece of shit. Now when Roy is a well, he was a musician. I don't even think I finished talking about the.
The
so he was,
synopsis, good
yeah,
lord.
so he was a musician and he had been trying for years to like get a record deal, and then he finally gets a call and he really, he's been trying for years to get this record deal, and he finally gets the call, but they want him to come in on the same day that our girl Lucy has like her big party to celebrate her. And so he, right off the top of his head, was like, I'm not going. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, right off the bat, he's like, no, this is the day of your thing. Like, I'm not going. And so, of course, she gets mad because, and I understood her point of being like, I don't want you to miss out on your dream and then resent me, in the end by feeling
Yeah.
like you didn't do what you, wanted to do because you were trying to support me. And I understood that. But he was so support, like, it was not even a decision. Like,
No,
it
it was not
wasn't
in
even a
question. He was
thought.
like, my woman got a fashion show that I need to be at, and
Yeah.
everything else does not matter. It doesn't matter because she's more important than anything.
Yeah, and Lucy was she was not.
She
And
said she gonna break up with him, girl. She threatened to break up with my
she
man
said,
for
if you
supporting
don't
her.
go, she said, if you don't go follow your motherfucking dream, I'm gonna leave your ass. Okay? Because this is your dream. And that was the thing, like their love was so pure because she just also was
Wanted
like,
the best.
yeah, like she's like, I love you, but I need you to go follow your dream and do, something that's really important for you, even if that means you can't be here to support me.
And
And
I think
that just, I was like they just loved each other so much.
even with that, like the fact that he was like um willing to, pause his life, I think it scared her because Eric was such a bum. And so
Mm-hmm.
like the fact that he had nothing to do but didn't want to go to her things and support her. And this man has the most important thing, the one thing he's been writing letters to all these record companies and getting denials and fixing the mistakes that they tell him he has, and really working towards a goal like she did for her fashion career. And he went through all of the struggle, and I think she was like, well, I went through that struggle and I know how satisfying it feels to be on my own and like have what I want. And I want my man to have the same thing. So like go follow your dream and mine is still be here when you get back. And I think that was her mindset, but it was still like she just I mean, he was like, I don't care. Like you're my woman and I'm gonna support you. It just doesn't matter what you think. Like I'm gonna always be there for you. And I think he had already decided he wasn't like feeling the music shit.
Yeah, and he just didn't like know
'Cause
how to tell her because even then we get the scene where he's talking to his boss and his boss obviously figured it out and was like, you don't want to do this, do you? And he's like, no. As he's thinking about it, like, no, actually you're right, I don't want to fucking do this. And then his boss is like, maybe you should tell her that. And it's like, yeah, because obviously, like, she wouldn't be going so hard if he had told her, like, hey, not only do I want to support you, I just don't want to pursue this anymore.
yeah,
You
like it,
know, but I feel like she was going so hard because she's like, no, this is your dream. Like, you've worked so hard. And she thought he actively wanted to still pursue that dream. So, of course, she's like, no, I'm going to push you to do your dream. Like, I don't want you to stop just because me.
right. And honestly, I mean, that's where communication in a relationship is important.
Yes. And the fact that he showed up to her fashion show, I was like, there we go. Because I was like, if he don't go, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be
Mhm.
real fucking
I
mad.
thought the same thing, especially
Because,
because he stopped caring about music like that. So I'm like, if you
Yeah.
don't go, you kind of asshole.
I'm like, not them making me like him this much, and then if he don't show up, I'm gonna have attitude. I'll be mad. And so of course he showed up, and it was all good. And the ending was just it was just such a sweet ending. Like I
It really was.
really like this book. Do you have any favorite quotes or sex scenes from this book?
I really liked the scene where I want to say it was at her show and they were like fucking behind the curtain or whatever, like he was messing with her.
I know. I was like, y'all, somebody's gonna come in. Like,
And he said it too. He
like,
he said something along the lines like, do you want to get caught or do you want to come?
like
And I
I
was like,
felt like
oh, okay, daddy, I
I
want to
felt like I
come.
had a secret. I was like, guys, like, come on, what are you guys doing? You guys are gonna get caught.
Ugh, I love that. That was one of my favorite sex scenes, and like, I really enjoyed that scene.
I I don't think I have a scene. I think I have quotes.
Uh, what quotes do you have, my friend?
So the first quote was from her friend Danica. She
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about Roy, and she was still trying to play off like oh, he's cool, but not trying to act like she was super interested.
Mm-hmm.
And then Danica asked her why, because you finally will be getting digged down by someone who can actually lift you against the wall. And I was
Oh,
like, yes, girl, because clearly we know Eric was not putting it down. Okay, okay. I was like, yes, girl, you deserve a man that can fuck you and pick you up against a wall. Okay, you deserve that.
that's funny because I believe in the sex scene that I loved, he picked her up and fucked her against the wall.
So I was like, yes, that's what you need in your life. Everybody needs that in their life. Okay.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then what other one? Oh, and then this quote was like just from Roy, and he was thinking about her. And this is before they even, you know,
Oh, I know what you're
got-
talking about.
yeah. And he was like, I wanted to fuck her. I wanted to fuck her so damn bad. I wanted to cuff her to the bed and tease her with a vibrator until she was begging for me. I wanted to fuck her pretty throat until her mascara ran down her gorgeous face. It's like,
Mm.
yes. Take that bratty nature and apply some pressure to see what it would take for her to submit. And that I was like, that's what she needs. She needs a she needs someone to dominate her.
Yes, and she did. And honestly, like I feel like her life got better right after she left Eric. But
Hmm.
like the sex, oh, I know girl was living, okay?
She was living the life. She's like, this is what I've been wanting. Okay, this is all. Just like grab my throat a little, fuck me up against the wall. Like, come on. Like I'm bratty, but and I'm like Eric. Maybe she was just bratty because you wasn't fucking her right. Did you ever
Period.
think? Did you ever stop and think that maybe that's why she was so bratty?
Dick wasn't good enough.
It
Okay.
wasn't. It wasn't hitting.
You
And
know, because she stopped her brat shit. Well, she didn't stop it. I wouldn't have stopped either, but she made it worth her while.
yeah,
And
she was more like, okay, if I act like this, I'm gonna get rewarded with this. So I'm gonna go
mm-hmm.
ahead and I'm gonna play it up, and I'm gonna be as bratty as I could possibly be, because that way I know when I get home, I'm gonna get a prize. And he
Mm-hmm.
definitely played into that, like, go ahead, keep being a fucking brat. Keep being a fucking brat.
Absolutely.
I love that. Like, this was such a good book. This was so good.
Highly recommend this book.
I
Definitely.
recommend it. Like it was really good. I feel like it did all the things that I needed it to do.
It was perfect for our first week
It
of
was so
indie
it
author books.
was just
Like, come
so
on now.
good. And I just feel like the characters were great. Even though I'm not really into like fantasy type characters, but like in this book it just worked so well.
It wasn't too fantasy
No,
like.
it
Like I
wasn't. It was
loved
just
the
like
tales and stuff like that. Like
yeah, like
it gave sexy and like it gave, like gave you little hints on their like body language, which I loved that part. So it
yes.
didn't bother me with the fantasy
No,
hype.
it
And it
didn't
wasn't
at
too
all.
fantasy.
No, like it didn't at all. It was just like regular ordinary type of storyline, but the characters just like happen to have like fantasy attributes, and I love that. I was like, this is great. Like even her being described, I was like, she is so fucking cute.
She's so cute.
And the fact that Luea sent us the stickers
Yes.
of the characters, like when I seen the stickers, I was like, okay, like this is just perfect. Like they are so cute. The characters were so cute. The story was great. The sex scenes amazing. Like this book was just so good, and I also like I'm so happy that this was our first indie author book that we decided to review.
I am too. I feel like this was a really good start to the month. I'm excited for the rest of the month, but this one was a great one to start with. I definitely loved it. I loved the packaging too, like Luai, like you did what you needed to do because baby, the candle was so good smelling. Like the candle's gone. The candle got lit.
I didn't even mind because you know me. I'm
I
like,
know
it's
you're not
too
gonna light a
pretty.
candle,
It's
but
too pretty.
I'm
I
like,
don't
if
want
it's
to
too pretty,
light it.
I still have the container. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna fill it up with some more wax because I really liked it and it's super cute and it matches her skin. That's what I like
Yes.
when she explained like the bubblegum skin. That's what I kept looking at, and like I would light the candle when I was reading, so it just perfect aesthetic. Okay,
Yes. So thank you, Lualai, for sending us this beautiful book. It was amazing, and we both really enjoyed it. So
loved it.
this is our indie author month. So we will be reading all of our lovely submissions by indie authors. So I don't even know if we're doing these on specific days or
I don't know. We
but
might just be releasing them when we release
we
them.
gonna try to do as many as we possibly can. So we do appreciate you guys. Thank you for sending us in your books because we love to receive them, and we gonna try to read and review as many as we can.
Yes, so like the podcast, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you guys want, there's also an option for you guys to send us messages through our LinkedIn so that you guys can recommend books. If you just want to talk, you can also email us. Love having you guys. We're so happy that you guys are listening, and hopefully this month you guys find some new authors that you enjoy because I'm sure we will.
Yes. So thank you for tuning in, besties. We will see you whenever the hell we see you. I don't know.
Um, we'll see you soon. All right.
All right.
Bye.
And it goes a little